Yo, it's Zeus. Triple H, honest, humble, handsome, straight facts. MAGA faithful, your time's up, hypocrites, liars. Pack your bags, straight to hell, no return. Let's annihilate. MAGA to the flames.
Send them straight to hell. Hypocrites crying while your dear leader casts a spell. Racist, misogynist, sedition on the 6th. Epstein, territory, warmonger, make them twitch.
What about my eggs? What about my gas? Groceries high as hell. You blame Biden, blame Kamala, now Trump's ringing the bell. Tariffs on liberation day, I ran war sky high prices. Your lies exposed, no disguises. Zeus sends you to the vices to hell.
MAGA straight to hell.
Triple H annihilate, ring the funeral bell.
MAGA straight to hell.
Ring the funeral bell.
You claim the high road, but walk with the worst. Racism in your veins, misogyny rehearsed. January 6th edition, storming like a mob. Further right, Epstein files, birds of the same flock. Warmonger dreams, bombs dropping on Iran. Gas prices skyrocket, feel the pain in every skin. You scream by Biden's eggs, Kamala's grocery cart. Now under your king, inflation tearing worlds apart. But it's Zeus here, humble but precise. You flip the script daily, living in denial and vice. Most handsome truth teller, exposing every lie. MAGA man slipping, watch your empire die.
MAGA to the flames.
Send them straight to hell. Send them straight to hell.
MAGA to the flames.
Send them straight to hell. Send them straight to hell.
Yeah, Liberation Day tariffs, you called it victory grand. Now shelves empty, costs rising across the land. Complaints you heard at the left, now triple under Trump. Gas through the roof from the war that you trumped. Hypocrites unified in selective memory, ignore the facts. Bow to your leaders' felony, from border rants to endless grieving shows. Zeus annihilates, expose, decompose.
Handsome, honest, humble, the triple threat complete. You MAGA pawns, scatter, defeated in defeat. No redemption, off your path leads below. Straight to hell's gates where the real fires glow.
Every accusation you leveled at the other side bounces back harder. Can't run, can't hide. Racism, misogyny, sedition, endless war. Your dear leader delivers worse than before. Zeus speaks truth, no filter, no fear. Social media's beacon crystal clear. Pack your hypocrisy, your lies, your disdain. The descent begins eternal flame.
MAGA to the
MAGA to the flames.
Send them straight to hell.
Zeus wins, Triple H reigns.
Honest, humble, handsome, forever unchanged. MAGA straight to hell. MAGA straight to hell.
To hell.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Thunderdome. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Tuesday, July 7th. Let's go.
It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks.
I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back.
It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class.
It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
I'm on top of my game,
Head of the class. You can tell that I made it. Looking at my grass. Cars in the garage. Shout out July Love.
I play the game so well, I won't finish last.
Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you rich and famous. That algorithm turned you to a median. Yeah, I guess we going viral cause my Zodiac. W's in the chat for Rick. Uncle Trey. Franklin is my bestie.
And if they use my ex, that mean they left me.
They don't get replies at 8. Let's go in.
With my chest cause I mean it. Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited.
Hey, lovely morning, everyone. Let's go. Uh-oh, here goes. Here goes.
Shit.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's
That's a
last
lie.
couple of days.
Yo,
That
Jess,
shit
that's
was
funny.
radical.
Keep it clean, man. Filthy mouth.
It was horrible.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, you've gone, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
Oh,
It's like deja vu.
I've gone off the rails.
It's like deja vu.
Have you seen the economy?
It's like deja vu.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. I'm your host. I'm your pilot. And once again, we got to keep doing the work it takes to save the United States of America and actually the rest of the world from the evil clutches of Donald J. Trump and his legion of MAGA demons who are hell bent on trying to destroy the earth as we know it. And who better to lead that charge than yours truly, myself, Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. Now, why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest. I'm the most honest person on social media. There's nobody more honest than me. The second H is because I am humble. Yeah, I'm the most humble person on social media, right? W's in the chat for Ange. Yes, I am the Rizzler. Good morning, Agape. All right. And then we have the last and the most important H out of the threes, ladies and gentlemen. It is truly because I am and will always remain, you've guessed it, the most handsome. We're verified. Thank you, Rick. Let them know. Yeah. Like I said, W's in the chat. Oh, July love, money gun. Yes. I guess that brings me to the next part of this show. Yes, we are verified and we want to maintain that level of status on social media, especially TikTok, where they do a lot of things to try to shut down the voice of Zeus. You've seen it, right? A lot of times I'm going live and I'm cooking and booking, and then all of a sudden they say, "Oh, Zeus, you're hurting too many Trump supporters' feelings. Please cool it off," right? So I had to cool it off. But many of you know I used to have the gavel, bam, you're going to hell. And then I had the lake of fire for them. All of that makes me one of the most historical individuals on this app because I've sent pretty much all the demons that worship Donald Trump. I pretty much have sent them straight to hell. They're afraid to come in and have conversations with us because we play no games, all right? So that's honestly a W, Zeus. I just got the W and I didn't even try. And so with that being said, WVIP, let's go. Oh yeah, we have a lot of topics today. There's a lot of topics we got to cover, and I'm going to try to get through them all. Obviously, you know what's happening with the Charlie Kirk situation. I'm going to be real brief on that. We have the situation, that involves Senator Mitch McConnell. What's going on with him? We have Graham Platner, and then we have to talk about the young man Nolan Wells, whose body was found in Mississippi. So buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, all of this is interconnected. All of it's tied into the MAGA ideology, because I truly believe that if Vice President Kamala Harris was the president of the United States right now, we wouldn't be dealing with a lot of this nonsense, right? Including what happened in FIFA, right? And so I got to say this, ladies and gentlemen. It's jam-packed. Yes, go ahead, Rick. Before we go any further, if you want to, and it's in you, you know how we get down over here. We got to continue to support platforms like this. That means, obviously, you tap the screen, you share the live, what that does, right? Right, Ange, right? That shows our analytics, right? You didn't know, but TikTok keeps track of the very important analytics, right? And all of that is referenced when they decide whether or not which live streams to push out, so to speak. So if you can, ladies and gentlemen, please tap the screen and share the live. And then the other thing is, honestly, if you can, send the diamonds. You know what we do with the diamonds over here, right, Rick? Let's go. The diamonds rizz up the live, so it shows, oh, Zeus isn't just, it's like when they see Zeus, they go, oh, he's not one of those local jokers out here who just goes live and, yells into the void. No, Zeus, when he hits it out of the park, right? So I appreciate all of that, especially when the guests get up here and you take care of the guests. Because a lot of the guests that join my show, they're professionals, honestly, right? All right, W. Cali Love. Good morning, Shannon. Nice to see you. Looking beautiful as always, right? All right, so before I go any further, let's go ahead and take out the trash. If you are a Trump supporter and you are, what a usual suspect, they hate what I say. What do you keep saying, usual suspect? And I said, well, it started back when you all used to call out Democrat cities and having problems with crime. You used to always talk about black on black crime, right? And you don't like to make it about racism. But on this show, I have the race card. Yeah. I want to make that real clear. Not just me, but a lot of my great panelists do. We have the race card and we play it at will. So if you can't handle that, leave this platform right now and you can go hang out with all the fake TikTok hosts that I've totally destroyed. Right, Dolphin? W. Rika. Libs are communists. Hey, Jules. Before you go, just stop, all right? And I'm going to say this one time, and then after that, I'll let the mods deal with you. If you can't handle the truth, leave right now because I'm going to make it very uncomfortable for you in here, Jules. I'm undefeated at this. I promise you I will. But get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
You hear that, Jules? And mods, please, if they don't want to send a guest request, don't block them. Please, just mute them. Because what we're dealing with right now in the United States of America, it's a situation that I never thought I'd have to deal with in all my years of living on Earth. I never thought I would have to talk to adults like they're worse than children. Children are willing to learn, right? But it's sick and it's pathetic when you got adults in this country who refuse to learn, just proud to be ignorant, proud to be terrible, sick individuals. And I have a zero tolerance policy right now, especially in light of the fact, we're going into midterms. And like I said, I'm going to show it. But what we saw happening on the Capitol on the 4th of July, America's 250th anniversary, I said, we can never let this happen again.
We are Trump supporters and support Donald Trump. Happy 250th birthday, America. We love being the worst of the worst and scum of the earth.
Yeah, in the worst of the worst and the scum of the earth. W's in the chat for art. You did. Donald Trump still hasn't said not one thing about the Patriot Front showing up to the United States Capitol. And I saw these people posting they left the comment on the video I posted, oh, those are feds. And I said, well, if that's the feds, if that's the SPLC, then explain why Donald Trump hasn't gone after them, right? If it's the feds, why hasn't Donald Trump said anything? You found a suspect who you say attacked the reflecting pool, but you can't seem to get these white supremacists out of the United States Capitol. You did all those fireworks for them. Yeah, because they're working for Donald Trump. It's a funny thing. These are the same people that showed up on January 6th. Yeah. They jumped in the back of the U-Hauls. We all know the story. I saw them. They came from Idaho. Some of them were linked to child crimes. Yeah, and Donald Trump puts them on his payroll, and then they go and destroy the Capitol. You haven't said a word, so no. Yeah, and then what even makes it worse is when you see black people supporting it.
We are Trump supporters and support Donald Trump. Happy 250th birthday, America. We love being the worst of the worst and scum of the earth for our dear leader.
That's a huge W, Zeus. Jules, you see what type of time I'm on, Jules, this morning? I already know exactly what you stand for. I already know exactly what you represent. You represent wickedness. You represent evil. I don't believe you know how to read the Bible. I know you don't know Jesus. And I already know where your soul's going. Your soul's going straight to hell. All right. What do I want to talk about this morning? Let's go ahead and start talking about Mitch. You know what? Let's go ahead and I'm not even going to play too much of this, but
Robin, good morning.
Let's go talk about what's going on with the Charlie Kirk
today
case.
To have more video entered into evidence. The accused shooter has not entered a plea, but if trial, he could face the death penalty.
This morning, heightened security and emotions for day 2 of the preliminary hearing for Charlie Kirk's accused killer, Tyler Robinson.
There you go.
Long guns visible on the roof, while inside, Kirk's widow, Erica, sat in the front row with his parents and Donald Trump Jr., all in the same room with the accused killer for the first time.
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. So that's what's going on out there, ladies and gentlemen. And all I'm going to say about that is this. We know what a setup looks like. And I saw Eric, and I said, what is Don Jr. there? What is Erica Kirk doing there? And how come all that stuff they were saying when it happened? You know, where are my accusers? Remember? Right, Takesha? Remember when it went down and Lion Lou? I'm never going to forget what Lion Lou and his acolytes did. They literally rushed to my platform and they said, Zeus, it's the Democrats, it's the radical leftists, it's their rhetoric that got CK unalived. And look at where we're at right now. Now you see a cover up in full display. And so I just want to make sure everyone understands what's going on in America under Donald J. Trump right now. One of the right's most loudest voices, Charlie Kirk. America is no longer safe, obviously, because he's not here. You have an incompetent person running the FBI. We still don't got the Epstein files. And yet you fools on the right, I got to be nice, but these people still say, give us more Donald Trump. You all are the worst of the worst, honestly, in the scum of the earth. WCC, thank you. Isn't it? Donald Trump could literally do anything to you and you still go and vote for him. Literally showing you that he is doing everything to harm you. Look at what he did to one of your heroes. And you still say, give us more, daddy, give us more. Something's wrong with you up here. Something is really wrong with you up here. And I refuse to try to fix it at this point because guess what? I already know where you're going, straight to hell. So we're going to let that play out the way that it is. And I trust that Candace Owens will continue to take it to Erica Kirk and the whole Turning Point organization and continue to call out all the wickedness and demonic stuff that they've been tied to. Yeah, because it's not the Democrats. Thank you. Oh, who wrote early morning crash out? Send Big Zeus a guest request. You think I'm crashing out? Don't worry. Don't worry. Let me see. He said early morning crash out. Okay, I didn't think so. All right. Go ahead, mods. Please mute the demons when they say crazy stuff like that. We don't want to hear it. Next thing I want to call out, ladies and gentlemen, is what's happening with one of MAGA's own. Here we go. Senator Mitch McConnell. I don't know what's going on. I do not know what's going on. Okay, but we'll get this going. Here he goes.
Oh, you saw the paramedics here? Yeah. Okay. Have you seen any family? Has no family has come?
I haven't seen anyone coming or going from there.
Yeah, because I know his Capitol Police detail, they're over at the hospital, so
Where
I just thought so his wife, Elaine Chao, was found in China.
What?
3 days after he went into cardiac arrest. So we're trying to figure out where she is. It doesn't look like she has come back to the house. So I was wondering, have you seen her at all?
No,
So where's the communism at then, right? You know, Donald Trump's talking about this. I haven't heard Donald Trump say a single thing about Mitch McConnell's wife leaving the country, going to China, right after Mitch McConnell basically dropped to the floor. He's incapacitated, so to speak. We're not getting any clarification, no answers. Wow, neighbors haven't seen him?
Anyone.
Oh my God. Can you explain what happened?
I have to go to work.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
so sorry.
Have a great day. Thank you for your
Nobody
help.
wants to talk about this, but we'll talk about it.
All right, everyone. So talk to a neighbor who was, I guess, here for the cardiac arrest event when the paramedics were called.
Wow.
Apparently no family has come by here yet. So I don't think Elaine Chao has come back from China yet, potentially. Wow. I don't know if they have a home in Kentucky or not, but it doesn't sound like... No.
W's in the chat for Zeus. But Takesha, yeah. She's going to China after her man dropped to the floor over a cardiac arrest. And the right has refused, ladies and gentlemen, to say a word about this. And I don't get it. This is your opportunity, MAGA, to speak up and talk to your dear leader. Hey, you know how they talk to Donald Trump. Daddy, please tell us why Mitch McConnell's... You know what he did to the Supreme Court and that stuff he pulled on Obama. Why is his wife in China right now? And we don't have anything. We haven't heard anything, and you haven't said anything. It's funny how Donald Trump gets quiet, right? When Donald Trump gets quiet, I know there's something, like he was quiet on the 4th of July when the Patriot Front showed up. This is why I say, all you Trump supporters, you're the biggest hypocrites on the face of the earth. And it really irks me that I have to wake up every single morning and call you out for your lies and your hypocrisy. You don't care about America. It's not America first with you. It's America worse. W Zeus, right? It's not America first with you. It's America worse. And a lot of us know it. And so I just wanted to make sure we're all paying attention to these topics. I would love to go in more detail with it, but obviously we got a jam-packed show and we got to talk about other issues that are happening in this country, all right? Moving it along, ladies and gentlemen, the next thing that we do need to talk about is, internal affairs here in the United States. And this comes from a great person, great content creator, Too Raw, Too real, you know the deal. Let's get it going, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's see. There you go. All right. Oops, I didn't. There's always these settings. Hold on. There you go. There you go. Oops. 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 I'm taking a little longer than expected. There you go.
So much shit is going on today, and I'm really motherfucking pissed. First of all, they found Nolan's body when he was around, surrounded by nothing but white folks. And this is the situation I keep telling niggas. We are unsafe when we're the only black motherfuckers in the goddamn room. We haven't gotten any motherfucking information, no statements, nothing from them damn saltings that was with them. What's the number one nigga rule when we go some motherfucking where? You came here with me, you leaving here with me. The other thing, Grand Platner. Now, when black people tell you that somebody is disqualifying, how about you actually listen to us? How many motherfucking times do we have to prove you motherfucking whites wrong? When we told you that it was disqualifying for him to have a Nazi tattoo, you should have known then. But you got the motherfucking gall, the audacity, the caucasity to blame the establishment Dems because those are the people that you chose to put up. You had so many red motherfucking flags, but you choose to ignore it because niggers don't know anything. Black people don't know anything. They're uneducated. They're low information voters. That's Sister Hassan, white-ass motherfucking Piker. For those of you who don't know, Politico just posted an article of a woman accounting Graham Platner raping her, ejaculating inside her. His drunk alcoholic ass got on top of her as many times as she told him no, stop, stop, stop. He wanted to proceed. Just like you white hoes wanted him to proceed, to keep running, even though we told you that he's racist, he's bigoted. But no, he's white. He's white. He's white. He's an oyster farmer. He reminds me of my uncle, the uncle that raped me. I am so exhausted. You know how y'all said that y'all have black exhaustion or black fatigue? Bitch, I have white fatigue all my motherfucking life. Whites have given me nothing but gripe and I'm tired of it.
There you go, WW in the chat from Miss Sanders. And that's where we're at right now, ladies and gentlemen, here in the United States of America. You got Charlie Kirk, you got Mitch McConnell, you got the reflecting pool, you got, oh, wow, W's in the chat for Kabira. Thank you, sis. Thank you so much. Thank you. And so we'll talk about what I want to talk about. We'll talk about the Graham Platner thing. Yeah. Terrible person. Terrible person. I mean, here's how I look at the Graham Platner situation. And, I have a great friend, Ange, beautiful Ange. She lives in Maine. I know she's got a lot more than I do. But I said, how many interviews do I need to sit down and watch him sit in front of a camera and say, I've been humbled? And then he goes on a rant about what it is. And I said it last time. I said, well, what's going on in the state of Maine? What's going on in the state of Maine where you're so, you didn't vet this guy before we got to this point. So that's one thing. But then I also know there's different schools of thought. You did, Ange. You called them out 10 months ago. But I also know there's different schools of thought. And you can't help but wonder about the timing of this matter. Yeah, you can't help but wonder about the timing. And so, my thinking is, all right, listen, women need to be believed. Accusations, when they're made, they need to be taken very seriously. And the second thing is, I can't get behind anybody being accused of stuff like that. All right. So that's where I'm at with this. But there's a lot of things. And then the other thing is, doesn't this remind me of what happened with Joe Biden? Doesn't it? I mean, it's like, here we go again. Here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. A little switcheroo, so to speak. Bernie Sanders, how did you not know this? Ro Khanna, how did you not know this? I mean, seriously. And if they were black, would they have been able to get this far? These are the questions that Big Zeus has, right? But you know what I boiled it down to? I say it's usually the same suspect. Typical white guy. So, this is, Bernie backed him. Bernie backed him. And Ro Khanna, they all put their names out there for him. So it's an interesting situation. I still have questions, though, about, and I shouldn't say this, but okay, I listened to the story and we can have a more in-depth conversation. And I just, I'm saying, like, okay, it's one thing if it happens to a child. This is just me being honest with you. It's one thing when it happens to a child. I do not expect children to react to situations like this in terms of, I understand the full extent of the law and things like that. But then I listened to her story and I said, ma'am, now you met this demon on a Bumble app. Did she say she met him on a you handed the Oh, Adrian, somebody put that up there. Come on up here. Come on up here, Adrian. You said you had something to say to Zeus. You're gonna come up here? I didn't think so. Mons, you know what to do with that demon. All right, and that's a huge W, Zeus. I didn't hand you anything. Right is right, wrong is wrong. At least we can talk about it and acknowledge that he did something wrong and needs to be held accountable. Unlike you're still defending Epstein's best friend, you demon. If a Trump supporter comes up here and they start talking to me about Graham Platner, I'm gonna be like, silence. Go ahead and let's talk about first where you stand with Donald Trump and his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Because if you can't be transparent about that, I do not want to hear you starting to try to be judge, jury, and executioner with Graham Platner. You're not going to win that conversation with Big Zeus today. Mods, please do what you want with this demon, all right? You get what I'm saying? You cannot sit there and give Donald Trump a pass with his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, right? And then turn around and say, but I have a problem with Graham Platner. No, you can't do that around me, because now I got to wonder what your intent is, what your motivation is, because your logic is completely crumbling right before our very eyes. So back to the Graham Platner situation. And I just had to say this. I believe adults, women do understand the full extent of the law. And my hope is that when I listened to the story, I said, okay, so what happened to the text messages? You deleted the text messages. At least this is what I'm thinking. I remember, right? I believe she said she deleted the text messages. I believe she said she met him on Bumble. And I believe that she actually said that after the incident, they slept in the bed together. I don't believe that there is a police report. I mean, if I'm getting any of this wrong, then, I apologize in advance. And so that's where I guess the catch-22 for me is, right? Because, in 2021, what the law says needs to be done, right? And so my concern is really, one, okay, why did we destroy the evidence? And number two, where is why now? Because this is what's happening right now in the Democrat Party. You got some people that are actually saying the timing of this looks suspicious, and then we have others who clearly knew Graham Platner was a terrible person. I mean, the tattoo alone should have done it. But where we're at right now, you're going, okay, something just makes it seem suspicious, especially after we went through what we went through with Joe Biden. What is going on in America right now? What's going on in this country right now? I don't have the answers, right? But I do believe that Graham Platner, based on what I heard, you need to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Second thing is, how do you navigate situations? Because I'm a guy, right? And I told one of my friends, I said, this is what my reaction would be if it happened to me. But everybody does not react to trauma the same way. So understanding that and understanding, how the law works, what could we do, honestly, to address situations like this so that we can get to the bottom of issues like this a lot quicker? This is because this is really bad for the Democrats. I'm gonna be honest with you, only in the sense that it's starting to look like what happened to Joe Biden in a way. But it's also good because it's showing that we take things like this, we take accusations like this very, very serious. All right. And so the hope is, Maine gets it together and they get a candidate in that can actually carry the message and get us across the finish line. But it does make me wonder what on earth is going on. And then I thought to myself and I said, see, none of this would have happened if Donald Trump wasn't president. This is what I said. None of this probably would have happened if Donald Trump wasn't sitting in the White House hiding the Epstein files. He needs to drop out now. Yeah, you're right, Ange. He does. He does. I agree, because I can't put my name behind somebody with all that smoke going on. You know what I'm saying? However, I think the timing is something that needs to be addressed, because nobody likes to feel like they're being forced. Because this is what happened with Biden, right? When you swap a candidate out after they've won the primaries, people all of a sudden start going, oh, so you're forcing me to vote for this person. That's just, this is what I've ran into with having a lot of these conversations. And I do understand that there are conversations also where they're going, well, is she being paid? I mean, and not saying what her story is, not saying that what she's saying isn't true, but when you layer in the complexities of this, it just kind of we do not need stuff like this happening in the Democrat Party right now. And I'm so upset, disappointed in Bernie Sanders. How did you let this happen? How did we let this get this far? What if the Democrats really learned? So, it is what it is. And I'm brave enough and I'm willing at least to say exactly what I think and feel about the matter. All right. So that's still a huge W, Zeus. So that's something, when I open up the boxes, we're going to have the conversation about it. All right. And you know what? I'm willing to hear anybody's perspective. And I still love most of you, all of you the same. All right. But there are definitely questions, and there definitely needs to be decisive actions taken now. So this could be quickly addressed, and we get to the point where we know who's replacing him. All right. And that's really the direction I think we need to go. And then next time, any candidate, let's just say it like this. Any candidate that the Democrats are interested in running, how about this? We make a rule, bring them to the kingdom. Bring them to the kingdom. Bring them to the kingdom, put them through the ringer, and make sure not just me, but all of us get a chance to really put them through the fire and make sure that they're actually worth promoting. All right, because these guys, these people just pop up out of nowhere, and you just say, okay, great, you're a Democrat, great, let's go. But what we're finding out is just because you're a Democrat, it doesn't mean you are a good person all the time, which is par for the course, because that's just being a human in general. All right, now give them some truth serum. All right. Now, let's move on to our next topic, all right? Let's see, all right, what are we talking about? This body of Mississippi Gulf Coast teen believed to have been missing. This is again, I got to talk about this because it all goes back to stories like the Carmelo Anthony situation, right? Remember the Carmelo Anthony situation? And you saw what that did. And it's again, it's never just the headline with us, right? It all goes back to everything that has led up to this. All right. And what we have been yelling at the top of our lungs, so to speak, especially with Blaga, is you need to get your heads out of your rear ends. All right. And stop playing and pretending like racism isn't a thing anymore in 2026, because it is a thing, and it's probably one of the biggest things in this country. And we argue with them, right, Lil Hawk? And they defended the demon in the White House. They said, no, he's better than button up shoes. He's better than sliced bread for America. We just couldn't deal with Vice President Kamala Harris because she's not black. And that doesn't even matter. And we went to blows with Blaga too, because they don't want us to keep talking about racism. They even convinced Blaga that DEIA plus, actually, because that means diversity, equity, inclusion, accessibility, and then you throw the AR, that means anti-racism. They convinced Blaga that that was the work of the devil. And Blaga went along with it and created all these new permission structures for MAGA to go around the country and promote their racist ideology. And we were telling Blaga, stop it. This is nothing to play around with. Oh, we don't want to listen to the Democrats. We don't want to listen to, and now look at where you're at, Blaga. These stories primarily come from the South. When you hear and see stories like this, they come from usually one part of the country, the South. And I know this is why Blaga is quiet as heck right now. They're quiet right now because this is no longer just stuff we're talking about. Once you get off social media, you got to get back into the hood, the community you're in, and you got to live this reality. And it hurts them to actually come to Zeus, come to the Democrats, especially the 92% black women. It hurts them to come and say, "Hey, y'all, y'all was right. We really did something wrong. We did a lot of wrong. We did a lot of damage to ourselves." They're weakening your vote with the gerrymandering, your hatred for immigrants. Look at what it got you. You didn't get any of those quote contracts you thought you would be getting. You didn't get any of these CDL jobs you thought you were getting. You're actually in a worse position than you were at the very beginning, because now you got Big Zeus on you, all right? Now you got Big Zeus on you. So here we go, right after the Carmelo Anthony situation, ladies and gentlemen. Another race-related matter that tugs at the heart, all right? This young black man has gone missing in Mississippi. And it's a very sad story. It's a sad story because you know what? I'll go ahead and let's go ahead and do it. This is a compilation of videos that have been made about it. Maybe just to give some of you who might not know what's going on some context.
You want to know what I just found out? Okay. So everything on Facebook is not always true, but I'm starting to believe that this little comment right here is. So, you know, the said 3 boys that went on the water with poor little Nolan. Turns out the comment states that one of their mommies is a chancery judge. Oh, ain't that freaking lovely? What? So you mean to tell me that you might be protecting your poor little innocent baby? Boy, howdy, let me tell you. I hope if your son done something to that little boy, I hope he gets every bit of what is coming to him. And that is respectfully as I can get it.
Okay, let's get straight to the point. Let's talk about this sad story coming out of Ocean Springs, Mississippi about Nolan Wells, who was 18 years old. Now, Nolan Wells come from a 2-parent home. This picture right here, you can see his father to the left, and that is his mother to the right. Nolan Wells graduated from Ocean Springs High School in class of 2025. Now, he recently, after graduation, Nolan was a football player at Ocean Springs, but he also went on to go play college football at Southwest Community College in Summit, Mississippi. He was actually scheduled to move back into his campus with his best friend that he went to school with from Ocean Springs, Mississippi. I want to say today, July the 5th, Monday, they were scheduled to move back in. Now, if you've been following this story, you know that Nolan Wells went to go take a ride for the 4th of July out on an island called Horn Island, probably about 8 to 10 miles or whatever, off the coast of Mississippi from Ocean Springs. Now, this right here is the island right here. You can see it right here. Now, this is the group of friends, along with some others that's not pictured, but this is the boat that he was on with these group of friends. And I can just tell you right now that it's a lot of people feel some kind of way. As you can see in the beginning of the video, that lady kind of hinting that, hey, somebody might be working with somebody. Now, we don't know what's true and what's not, but there's a lot of info coming out, and we're going to talk about it all. Now, for Nolan, he just wanted to live it up. Before he go back to school, he wanted to go hang out with his friends out there on the island, catch a boat ride on the water, just having some fun. 18 years old, just doing what kids do. But unfortunately, a parent sometimes go through something that no parent really want to go through, and that is your kid leaving the house with their friends or whomever, and they're not returning back home safe. And Nolan's mom actually experienced it. His father experienced it. The mom went to Facebook and posted this on the 4th of July, later that evening. Said, update, please be on the lookout for Nolan. Last seen was west tip north side of Horn Island around 3 p.m. July the 4th, wearing blue shorts and sunglasses. It's unclear if he made it back on land. Please message me if you have seen him or have information about his whereabouts at or after 4 p.m. So basically, Nolan friends made it back, but Nolan did not come back home.
Breaking news, a body has been found on Horn Island near where missing 18-year-old Nolan Wells went missing. Search crews like this one you see here in the air have been searching for him for more than 40 hours now. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Brandy McGill. Will Polston has been on the scene at a command post in Jackson County all morning as they search, and he now joins us live. Good morning to you, Will.
Hey, good morning, Brandy. We got word here just at about 8:45 that there was a body found on Horn Island, and the officials are now working on bringing that back. Now, as of right now, we do not have an identity of the body that was found, but I can confirm that Nolan Wells' family is here at the Lake Mars boat launch. Now, they've asked us not to show the camera in that direction right now of the family grieving. There is quite a bit of family and friends here from Nolan's family, but like I said, we do not have identity as of right now. Sheriff Ledbetter did confirm that a park ranger ended up finding the body that was found, and the coroner was here earlier and has since left. They left right at about 10 o'clock, just after 10 a.m., waiting on getting official confirmation on the identity, cause of death, and everything else in between. Of course, as we find out more information, we're going to be updating you on our website at WLOX.com. But as of right now, a really somber scene as the family all gathered around, hugging and trying to enjoy each other's company during a somber time. Again, still waiting to find out the official identification of the body found, though. Reporting live in Jackson County, Will Polston, WLOX News Now.
Unfortunately, Nolan Wells did not make it home. The way he left, he did not return the same. Now, according to the news report WLOX, a body was found at Horn Island, and as we all know by now, that body was confirmed to be 18-year-old Nolan Wells. Now, on July the 4th, his mom was on Facebook searching for her son, asking for information, waiting for his safe return home. Only for 2 days later, July the 6th, around about 8:30, 8:45 a.m. in the morning, the Jackson County Sheriff's Office down there on the Gulf of Mississippi, Ocean Springs, all down there, reported that they found the body, and the family had to confirm that it was Nolan. Nolan's mother, his grandfather, had made a post confirming it as well, but the mother had also made a post wanting to thank everybody, the friends in the family, community, and United Cajun Navy, the local law enforcement, and everyone involved for all the love, support, resources over the last few days. His father, our family, friends, and I are absolutely devastated. My heart broken for my sweet son, who was always willing to cheer and uplift others. Nolan was a special soul. God took his time creating our son. I ask that you please give me and my family time to grieve. And, what can you say? Condolences to the family and prayers to them during this difficult time. Like I say, Nolan will love. He came from a two-parent home, had his mother and his father right there by his side. And just a day of just going out to have fun with his friends, led to this tragedy hitting his family.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Now, there's more to the video. But this goes right back to the heart of what's happening here in the United States. That's why shows like this are very important. First of all, those weren't his friends. See, this is really what we're learning, and it's a sad situation. And yes, my condolences do go out to the family, but I thought about my own childhood. I grew up in a conservative state, Idaho. I would never be allowed to do such a thing. WVIP. First of all, parents, black parents, stop letting your children do crazy stuff like this. Going to Horn Island on a boat. We're no longer in those times where folks used to have a little bit of respect and dignity anymore. This is dangerous stuff we're dealing with, right? Swimming? My mind goes there. What could have possibly occurred to make it turn into this? And I started thinking, I said, oh yeah, this was a attractive young black man. Probably got in good with a lot of the ladies. Was on cloud 9, and the jealous factor creeps in. You know how it gets. I've been around. A lot of people start getting insecure about their position when you're on top of the food chain, so to speak. Apex. And this is why I've always maintained a little bit of caution. And I say, listen, to the black species, you better monitor and watch where you're going. W's in the chat for Rick. You better monitor and watch where you're going and who you're with. Because this, oh, but Zeus, remember, I'm #1 on TikTok. You don't even know they setting you up. This is the problem with Blagger. You don't even know that they know how to set you up. Yeah, come on. Get on a boat with us and go to Horn Island. Now, this is an 18-year-old young man. I don't expect him to have that understanding. But I hope, man, if I had, I don't have kids, but I've been like, where are they taking you? On a boat to Horn Island. Who? And I looked at that and I've been like, ain't no way you're going to be a grain of pepper in a sea of salt. W. Zeus in the South. In the South? Heck no. Because I already know, hey, the parents could be great, but I know the laws, there's still racist laws on the book out there in the South in some places. I'm not taking any chance. Nope. If they was really your friends, they would have said, hey, we're going and you need to stay behind just in case anything happens because we don't want you to be a victim. So that's my message. This is my message today to the Blagger species. Stop playing games right now and get your heads out of your rear ends and wake up and realize that there is still a civil war going on and you are on the wrong side. Every single time you hit go live or you post a video defending Donald Trump, all you're doing is taking your black behind way back to the 1860s. Keep it up. You'll be back in the 1700s. It really grinds my gears. When they get up here and they want to bash who they go after? What do they call you? The liberal white women. Blagger. They're going after the liberal white women. Hey, fool. Name one time a liberal white woman strung you up by a noose and hung you from a tree. Just find one time that has happened. It doesn't happen. You know who it is, conservative white guys that have been doing that to you. And yet, and yet, you see them. And I see them and I go, here we go again.
We are Trump supporters and support Donald Trump. Happy 250th birthday, America. We love being the worst of the worst and scum of the earth for our dear leader.
Yeah. They go right there. On his way to hell. You were around a bunch of snow bunnies, though, right? So you won, right? That's all they care about, ladies and gentlemen. As long as I get to be around some snow bunnies before I leave the earth and they can make my toes curl, I guess that's paradise for Blagger. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, these folks are the worst of the worst. W, Zeus. I just thought of that. They want their toes to curl before they go out, before they leave Earth, and they want to make sure they're around some snow bunnies. I've never seen such strong delusion like this in my life. But this is the problem. If you need a woman and you need some love, then just do the work to become a lovable person. There's a lot of beautiful and amazing women on earth, in case you haven't known this, Blagger, and even MAGA, you incels. But if you're a terrible human being, I used to be the love guru, so I can talk like this. If you're a terrible human being, I'm going to be real upfront with you. No one will love you. I'm going to be honest with you. They'll pretend maybe because you got some money. And, people do a lot of things when they know you got some money. But once they get tired of that, then guess what? It's back to being who you are. You were never a lovable person, so you won't be getting love. And that's just really what I would say. Focus on being a good person. All right? Use all of your senses. All right? There's no such thing as this is what I should be doing as the man, and then as a woman you should be behaving this way. That's not how real relationships work. Honestly, if you're in a healthy relationship, things just go down the way they go down. You don't need to be worrying about telling a woman what to do with her body. You don't need to be trying to be nobody's God. You need to be focusing on figuring out how to save your black behind. W, Zeus. All right, so I've covered a lot of territory this morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right, W, Val. All right, I didn't see. Now it is time, honestly, to open up the boxes and hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and tell the truth. All right, and this show, ladies and gentlemen, it's really open to all, but it's not really an open show for MAGA or Blagger because we denounce everything about you. All right. I do not want to see or hear MAGA or Blagger trying to take the moral high road until they first acknowledge that Donald J. Trump the person they worship is the most immoral person that we have ever dealt with in the White House. And then they come clean about why they continue to support him. And the only acceptable answer I will take from MAGA and Blaga about why they didn't vote for Kamala Harris is simple. Because you couldn't bring yourself to vote for a woman, a black woman at that. All right, WCs. Somebody keeps asking for Blaga. They're not here. Blaga is done. After the Carmelo Anthony case, Blaga learned their place. I should make a song. After the Carmelo Anthony case, Blaga learned their place. Yeah. That's a great idea. And then I'll go in and then, we'll go and unpack how they learned their place, so to speak. All right, W Zeus. All right, let's bring up our first guest. Good morning, Takesha. How are you?
Hey Zeus, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm okay, Zeus. Let me say this. I wouldn't care if it was Gilligan's Island, Fantasy Island, Love Island, the Island in the Kitchen. My child would not have gone anywhere and been the black dot on a white piece of paper. My children were not allowed to go too many places with their own folks. You know good and well I didn't allow them to go places with other type of people. And like I said, I'm not saying that all white people are bad, but you got those that hide it. I was talking to one of my childhood friends. She was actually one of my best friends. She's white. And I said, you know what, Lisa, I can remember how friendly your parents were and your family. They were so welcoming, and I don't know any, never known them to be racist. And she said, Kiki, if you only knew the things they said while people of color weren't around. He said they were terrible people.
Wow.
And I said, you know what? They can hide it so well. So there's no way I would have trusted my children to go anywhere around any water, around anybody that didn't look like them, on a trip, on a boat, and trusted them to let my son come back here safe. I would have said, baby, I know you're 18 and you finished school, but as long as you live in my house, guess what?
What's that?
You still got to follow these rules, and you can't go. You just simply cannot go.
That's sad, though, right? Isn't it sad that we're in a country like that, where we have to say things like this?
Zeus, and that's why I say all the time that they need to stop saying that this country is not racist. Because it's 100% racist. Your president racist. He's still making pictures and videos negatively about the first black president. He is so obsessed with that black man that it makes absolutely no sense. He's supposed to be such this male alpha that is the greatest thing since grits and groceries. You know more about soccer. You know more about grass. You know more about a reflecting pool. You know you just top notch on everything. But you are so jealous of Obama until it makes absolutely no sense, Zeus. He's racist. That's why the racist groups march while he's in office. When have we seen this, Zeus, when somebody else was in office?
Never.
Thank you. So they come out because they comfortable with the person that's in, because they see themselves in him.
Yeah.
So that's why they so comfortable, Zeus. But they not. But you know what? They not fools. Guess what they still doing?
What's that?
Covering their face.
Think about that.
If I was a person that was just so confident and I ain't scared of nothing, I'm marching, for what I believe in, why I got to cover my face?
Because
why, Zeus?
They're saying that those people might actually get in trouble with their places of employment, and they don't want to be harassed.
If you bold enough to get up and put your gear on, you bold enough to show who you are. If you don't think you're doing nothing wrong, why would you be scared to lose your job?
Isn't it interesting? That's the same excuse ICE uses.
Zeus, you doing what's right. You believe in what you doing. How your job gonna fire you for protesting? That's because you know what you're doing is full of hate, and it don't have no place. in a supposedly free country for all.
Wow. Wow. W's in the chat for Kiki. Thank you for showing her some love and hitting that cash app. I know y'all are doing it already.
And Mitch McConnell wife over there having her some fondue soup. She ain't standing by what's going on back over here. Cause Zeus, I just don't believe. You know.
So you're gonna weigh in on the Mitch McConnell thing. You might as well go ahead and get the Graham Platner thing too. Cause we got a lot of things happening in America right now.
Let me tell you this, Zeus.
Uh-huh.
Ann said, she said, I just can't vote for him because of what the things, he's been accused of.
Ange did tell us this. She did.
Hey, I didn't have a problem with her not wanting to vote for him.
Mm-hmm.
And now we get this story right here.
Oh.
The only thing is, Zeus, when you were describing, when you said after he did what he did, they laid in the same bed and went to sleep.
That happened, right? Or did I get it wrong?
If he was that drunk, Zeus, she had a chance to get out from under the man who attacked her. And I know, you be scared in those situations. But once you sleep and out of it, that's my way to get out.
Because
I wouldn't have laid there. Why would I lay there? For you to violate me again? I'm going to get up and I'm going to get out of there. And I'm going to call the police to come pick you right on up.
That's what you would have did.
While you sleep, after you've done the act, I'm going to the police station and say, hey, this man just violated me. He right here in such and so. Let's go and get this kid done so we can go and put him in jail. I'm not saying the lady is lying. I never would. Because I wasn't there. I do not know. But it does sound suspect. It just does sound a little suspect, Zeus. Like I said, I would never say a woman is lying because I wasn't there and I know they do it. But sometimes when they be telling these, what happened, some stuff just don't add up to me.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going to say she lying. I don't have the right to say she lying. It didn't happen to me, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But that part where we still laid there, I don't even still lay there after you ain't gave me no good sex. I'm getting up right then because you done disappointed me and baby, I got to go home. You done breathed on me and humped and I'm still waiting to get something and you fall asleep, I'm out of there.
And I do understand. I understand this. And so this is what makes it a very, very challenging situation. Because on one side, I'm saying, if what I heard, and I could be getting the facts wrong, all right? That's why I'm saying it's opened up this conversation. Nobody's really right or wrong. We're just sharing our opinion. W's in the chat from my brother Casso. Y'all show Casso some love, man. This man, he puts in real work. Casso does. Okay.
I like when he play that little music on his show. It made me want to get a glass of wine and I don't even drink.
You see what I'm saying? Serenading. He's serenading.
Yeah, he put you in the mood. He put you in the mood.
I see what he doing. Now that you
it really mellow you out for real. It mellows you out.
I agree. You're right, Kiki. All right. But honestly, let's finish this part up because she said, this is what I remember. Ange, correct me if I'm wrong, Ange, because I don't remember all of it, but I listened to it. And she said that after this whole thing happened, she sent him some text messages, never really telling him what he did, but said, it's over. And then there's no more text messages. And I said, okay, now listen, I believe her. I do believe her. But I'm a little concerned about not preserving evidence and not moving forward with the prosecution. I just don't understand why that would not be a priority. And I do understand people handle trauma differently. But
right.
In that moment, if whatever you were dealing with made you not want to move forward, then the question becomes, well, what has changed since then, right?
But one more thing, Zeus. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I never say what he didn't do because I wasn't there. But
yeah, he does, Tara. He needs to go to jail.
He gotta go. He shouldn't have never been in the running.
But if you're gonna convict him, there needs to be evidence, right?
He should have never been in the running if it was up to me, Zeus. He would have never even been a candidate. But I'm going to confront you if you do something to me. I'm going to text you and say, hey, I don't know what was going on with you last night, but you do know you raped me, right? And let me get some proof of him admitting it or saying something bad. And that's my evidence for you to go wherever you got to go. But we know he's a terrible person.
Yeah.
He should have never been on the ballot. He should have never been a candidate. Bernie Sanders and them should have did better. See, but that's what happened when you have established, people that been in a long time.
Yeah.
To be honest, Zeus, if we just be honest about our party, we don't want progressives. They want the same people that think like them. Zeus, these people are mad at Mondami because he's showing people that if you promise people something, you can do it. They promise us stuff, Zeus. They say they can do stuff. They get in office with the heart to want to do it, but then those groups come with all that money. APEC step in. Their bank accounts started going up, and they do stuff, but they don't do as much as they can. Mondami came in, probably said, forget the APEC, forget the big businesses. I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do for these people. And it's showing the American people that if any politician want to help us, they can. That's why they don't like him, Zeus.
There you go. W's in the chat for Kiki. Speak on it, sister. That's what they said. Speak on it.
I'm just being honest, Zeus. They keep criticizing that man, and for what? What has he done to be criticized for?
He's brown.
He brown.
There you go. You knew it. You knew it. They always want to make it look like it's the terminology, the way they describe the person. No, you just look at their skin color, and instantly we know what it is.
And I'm going to say this, Zeus, and then I'm going to drop.
W's in the chat for Kiki.
The people that keep hollering communists, Democrats want to be communist, they don't even know what communism is.
They sure don't.
Communism is telling the credit card people they got to cap their interest at 10%. Communism is telling gas stations that they need to drop their prices, Zeus. Is that not what communism
That
is,
is.
Zeus?
That's what it is.
Okay, so Donald Trump is the biggest communist right now in the United States.
Taking
Zeus,
a share of intel. W's in the chat for Kiki.
Thank y'all for the gifts. Have a great day, Zeus.
Thank y'all. Oh, yeah. We do it all on this show, ladies and gentlemen. We do not shy away from conversations, all right? Thank you, Kiki. House. Oh, we got a great house today, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we can't have a conversation about Graham Platner without having the beautiful Ange. Good morning, Ange.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing a lot better now. I'm glad you were able to make it and give us an update, so to speak, on what we're dealing with. We covered a lot of things. Which one do you want to start with first?
Well, I'll start with what's right here local to me for now. I got to back up some of what Takesha said as far as why did it die? Not her specifically, why did she take so long? But why did Maine take so long? Why did we take so long to vet this man? And actually, 10 months ago, I did.
You did? W's in the chat for Ange. Ange called it 10 months ago. And
10 months.
We pushed back and we said, Ange, you got to plug your nose and go do something dirty. Remember? I kind of suggested that.
Heat.
Yeah, but here we are. Here we are.
Yeah, and here we are. And if we want to talk about why she waited so long, we also got to talk about why people, or they say, well, how come she, this is 2021. Well, what about in 2013 when he was saying things like, how come Black people don't tip? Running around with a Schnazi tattoo, making comments and blaming victims of their own essay. He did. He made multiple comments about that.
Yeah. He said something like, how you got to, if you get, twisted, so to speak, then you deserve what happens to you. He was suggesting that to the women that get, go out and have too much fun.
Don't get so effed up, were his words. that you don't know where you are and who you're. I mean, I guess I'm paraphrasing some of it. I can't remember
Yeah, you
because
got
he
to
said so
paraphrase it,
many of
but
those things.
it's demonic rhetoric. You get it.
Yeah, well, here we are, and I'm disgusted with my state. I'm disgusted with what I'm still seeing. I had a live last night, and thank you for the gifts,
They
guys.
love you.
I
W's
had
in the
a
chat for Ange. She's
thank you.
representing Maine, ladies and gentlemen. She told us don't vote for him, but we were all saying in a way, in our own strange way. And I kind of, I left it at I'm going to blame the people of Maine. I think that's where I came to the conclusion. W's in the chat for Tara, but you were warning us he's a terrible person, and then Bernie Sanders.
F Bernie Sanders. F Bernie Sanders, because you know what? Everybody else that was endorsing him, they've pulled their endorsements. Guess who hasn't?
Who?
Bernie Sanders.
Get out of here. He hasn't pulled it?
No, he still hasn't. He hasn't even made a statement. Not even a statement. And Bernie Sanders is what got Graham Platner to where he is right now. He wouldn't have been anything unless it was Bernie Sanders up here. Everybody was listening to him. And here's the other thing, and I'm just going to say it, and I might take some heat for this one
Take
too.
some heat.
We need to stop with the whole, well, they're a progressive, so we need to vote for them. They're a progressive. Everybody, you got Mom Donnie and he's wonderful. Well, they're not all Mom Donnies, okay? And he was trying to ride off his coattails is what he was trying to do.
Winner coattail, so he wants to just be in the presence of winners. And so he's not really committed to the cause. He's just riding the wave, so to speak.
Yeah. And that's what he thought he had to do, was call himself that. This is a man that usually hangs out in Magaland, which is northern Maine.
Oh.
And he's up there. He's sitting there talking to them and saying, wow, I had more in common with that man than I thought I would.
W. Rick, let's go. Wow, they love you, Ange. Wow. So Magaland is northern Maine. I didn't know that.
Yes, Magaland is from about Portland, Maine on up. And they are, they're all MAGA up there. And he's sitting up there chilling with them and saying, well, I had more in common with them than I thought I would.
Wow.
That's another red flag.
Red. I thought you were going to say red card, but okay, red flag, go for it.
No, that's another red flag right there. And this state is mostly white people, sadly.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. It's pretty cold up there, right? I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking cold until last week.
Yeah. See, I just don't have a desire, to be in such a challenging environment, so to speak.
And it is. It really is for Black people here. I can tell you that. I'm going to be straight up.
Yeah.
And I don't fit in here.
And I don't do well on skis and snowboarding and stuff like that. So I can only imagine the sea of, lovely, colored individuals, so to speak, up in northern Maine. All right, seriously, Ange.
You're too much.
Yeah, no, I'm just.
But
saying.
anyway, I want to say I called it. I can say that over and over, but that still doesn't mean anything. We're still in the situation that we're in, and this guy needs to drop now. He needs to drop right now. Yeah. But I think he's a narcissist. I don't see it.
You don't think
don't see it. I hope I'm wrong, but he is a total narcissist.
Wow.
And that's what scares me, is that gives us one less week. And after that, we only have 2 weeks to begin with. If he doesn't drop, if he drops today, we only have 3 weeks. Now we have 3 gubernatorial candidates.
Wow.
And that are
he'll drop
possibly.
You think he'll drop? Okay.
But, all right,
but Ange,
I hope she's right.
But you've been calling things, so I'm a little kind of like maybe Ange is onto something. So I might want to dial it back and see if this is going to happen.
I hope I'm wrong. I want to be wrong, but he needs to do that. But again, he's still denying it. Why couldn't he just be Eric Swalwell and get the hell out?
Oh, look at alter ego. Why would he do that from an accusation?
Well, here's the thing, alter ego. The thing is it's not just the one accusation. This man has a track record of these types of actions. He has a track record. And excuse me, alter ego, he has a Schnazi tattoo. That cool? If you don't want to believe the women from the past, there are more than just this women. Wow. And let's not forget, he was just sexting just a few months ago. His wife found out. Remember? Yeah. Let's not forget
dirty
that.
Dude.
And
He's
you know what
dirty
people
dude.
said?
Yeah.
They said, "Well, I'm not voting for him. I'm not voting for him on his
That
marriage and
sounds
his
like MAGA.
relationships." Exactly. Thank you. I'm voting for him on policy. And some of the people are still saying that, and they are mostly far, far left people.
Wow.
They are. They
Wow.
came in my live last night.
Wow.
Women, far left women, mostly women, still defending
No,
him.
you gotta get out of here, Angie. Get out of here.
I'm making clips. I'm making videos of these people. I swear they are coming in and they are doing that because they don't want, oh, the establishment. We can't have establishment. Oh, we can't have Janet Mills because she was too old, you know?
Yeah.
But what has she done for this state? Go and look at her track record. Jem has touched upon that.
Yeah.
This man had zero experience. Oyster farmer in my behind. His oysters that he gives to his mommy's restaurant. All these things people thought they could relate to. He is none of those.
Wow. Wow.
He is none of those.
Get
But
it, Angie.
I'll stop. I could go on forever.
No. I appreciate the update, seriously, because now I'm basically in a state of confusion. I'm like, here we are trying to get the House. Get the House in the Senate, and dun dun dun. Graham Platner done something else, and I'm just like, how on earth did we get here? Huh.
That's the thing. Done something else. What do they call that? The drip, 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 drip. And that's what I said back when the sexting thing came out. I said, or sorry, whatever, texting. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what that is. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't
I know
mean to
about. I
use
know
that
about
word.
what, but people, they don't do it the right way. He's a demon, and he needs to be.
He's
held
a demon.
accountable. He needs to be held.
He's a
accountable.
demon getting away with behavior because he's a white male in the United States.
That part. W's in the chat for Ann. You cooked and booked.
That's what it is. And one last thing before I go, because I've used up way more than my time. Rest in peace to Nolan. And I really hope that they get an autopsy. I'm sure mom and dad will. And these little jerks, is it true that have they lawyered up or spoken with his friends?
They said
Somebody said that in the chat.
Been speaking yet. The friends didn't check on him from what I've heard. And yeah, I'm assuming that they're going to get lawyered up because they know what it looks like. Yep, all
and they
lawyered
didn't
up. Look
report
at
him missing.
They didn't report.
They didn't report him missing.
Nope.
Correct.
Right. Racist.
So yes, they did not.
They're not his
report him
friends.
missing.
You're right. Let's correct it. Those.
Yes, thank you. I mean, quote unquote friends. Quote unquote friends.
Yeah,
You're right.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right. Thank you for correcting me. They are demons, and
I'm supposed to not judge people. They say innocent until proven guilty, but what do you say in this particular moment? I'm like, you know what? I'll roll the dice. I'll take my chances saying they're demons. If I'm wrong, I'll apologize.
not looking too good when you got the 3 white boys going out there with that young black gentleman, and they come back and he doesn't, and they don't even report him missing. You don't report him missing? I have an 18-year-old son. I'm going to tell you right now, if his quote unquote friends ever came back without my son, and you didn't report that he's missing, all hell's going to break loose.
Boom, boom, boom. And woo, WN. You said all hell's going to break loose.
Yep.
And I believe you. I believe you the way you said that. I really do believe all hell would break loose.
And my condolences to his family.
Yeah.
My heart just absolutely breaks, and I hope they get justice for him, they get those monsters. Sorry, that's how I feel that they are. Innocent until proven guilty, whatever. Ain't looking good for them. But anyway, I'm done.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, and thank you for giving us an update as well. W's in the chat for the beautiful Ange. Well, see, that's what shows like this are about, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people have a lot of different perspectives about what's been going on. All right, let's bring up our next panelist. All right, Tiden. Good morning, Kabira. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm all right, Zeus. You got a lot going on this morning.
Right.
So I just want to touch upon 3 things. Mitch McConnell's wife. She got what she wanted, and she left the country. I mean, they've been married for a while, but think about it, Zeus.
40 years.
Your husband is in the hospital, and 3 days after he's in, you head off to China.
What do you think that's about?
I don't know.
She ain't coming back, huh? She don't look like she's eager to get back home. and
Would you
check
be
on her
eager to
man.
get back to Turtleneck?
Don't do that. But you're right.
I mean, come on now. Your significant other, your spouse, is in the hospital for something like this.
Turtleneck. You called him turtleneck. That's funny.
Yeah.
Because that could go either way, which head you're talking about. That's hilarious. Y'all got to be nice and be easy this morning. That's a turtleneck. Wow.
Yeah. So, she fled. And so far as Nolan, Zeus, and people in the kingdom, when I was younger, I was a little problem. And every problem that got me into trouble, excuse me, kingdom, white folks was involved in it.
What?
When I had to sit down, you best believe white folks was involved in it.
What you mean by all of that? Because that just sounds a little kind of like, what is that? What, can you give me an example?
He shouldn't have took his black behind on some island with 3 white dudes. And I'm not trying to be that way, but now think about it. Every harm that came to us, really harm historically, has been done through the white T male.
But they never want to acknowledge that around us. We're the most.
They're not gonna acknowledge dooley squat. I remember Zeus, when I was about 18 years old, I got a traffic ticket. Did I tell you this story?
No.
And so my father said, "So you got to go see the judge today, huh? About that ticket?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Baby, I'm gonna tell you." The judge was white.
Yeah.
He said, "When you get in front of that man, you better do a tap dance, land on your knee, and shake your hand and say, 'White folks,' and he'll let you go." So, they're gonna hold the keys to whether we're free or we're locked up.
Wow.
They're gonna hold the keys to what kind of problems we get into. Look at the country. Who's leading the country?
The worst of the worst.
Worst of the worst. And he's got his goons parading the streets with masks.
Whether they're the ICE agents or the Patriot Front.
ICE agents or Patriot Front, it doesn't matter. And I'm not trying to sound that way, but coming from somebody who lived 68 years, sometimes I say to myself, damn, I'm old as hell. But then I say to myself, I lived through a whole lot of stuff and I see it coming.
Yeah.
And every problem that I've had that landed me in trouble, but best you believe, it was the people of the Caucasian persuasion that landed me there. Wow. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And so that's that.
Yeah.
That's that. That's the way I feel about it.
That's profound for you to have said that, but it does to me raise the point. What do you say to Blagger now, right? Because we just went through the Carmelo Anthony thing, right? And you notice they got radio silent because it's like all of a sudden they found out racism is still an issue in America, especially those from the South. They are. We don't got to mention an artist's name, so to speak. But here we go again. You got
wanting to be accepted, not wanting to accept who you are, what you are. It's just like when black folks, when we first started wearing fros, right?
Yeah.
What did Malcolm X said? Why you processing your hair? Your hair is kinky, naturally kinky. Be proud of who you are and what you are. But they made us feel so low down and dirty. So this is what Blagger, this is where they are. They don't want to accept their blackness. They don't want to accept their heritage. They don't want to accept that they have thicker lips, which to me, thicker lips are really soft when you kiss them. They don't want to accept that you have a broad nose, which means I'm smelling everything that's moving. I see what's going on.
Yeah.
They don't want to accept your kinky hair, but yet they run to the beauty parlor and try to get kinks in their hair. You understand? Or they try to get these fades that you young black men wear, or they try to go bald headed. Let young black men have. They used to wear toupees because they didn't want to be seen as bald. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you put everything negative as black, they don't want to be that because now they ashamed of what they are and who they are. So they gravitate towards the white man. And shucks doggone it, Mr. Charlie, I'm going to do exactly what you say, Mr. Charlie. Come to find out that Mr. Charlie wasn't your friend. We know one creator. I'm not going to call out his name, but it starts with a D.
Oh.
Like I said, when that Carmelo Anthony deal came down, he was trying to explain that none and all of his white goombas turned against them. Turned against them. And it was a hard pill for this brother to swallow. And I ain't seen this brother on TikTok in a bit.
Cause a hard head makes for a soft,
soft behind.
you make your bed, you gotta lay in it. And yeah, and that's why I say they gotta quit playing around with this racism stuff, because it's no joke. It's really alive and it's thriving quite well in 2026. And it's like you said, for you to live through everything that you've lived through, you can see it coming, right? W's in the chat.
I see it coming, Zeus. I see it coming a mile. I can see it coming 10,000 miles away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it took me a while to, get knocked upside the head. But my daddy told me.
Yeah.
He said, baby, leave them white folks alone. They ain't gonna do nothing but cause you problem. And he would know. He was born in 1924 in Memphis, Tennessee. So he knows the problems they cause.
Would he let you go on a boat to a Horn Island?
Hell no. Nope, you're not going.
Laugh, but that's the lesson today. Stay off the boats.
Yeah, and if you're going, you better take your brother with you, and Jim and Joan and Jill and Jack. You're not going up there by yourself with them people.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. You call me when you get there. It's a 20-minute check-in.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? It's not happening.
And the reason I don't do cruises, because people do cruises, and no offense to people who don't do cruises, but I say to myself every time I see that, I say, last time black folk got on ships like that, you saw what happened with slavery.
Yep.
You're just not going to convince me to go into the middle of the ocean. The ocean itself is a problem, but then I got to trust the people. I got to trust the captain of the ship, the boats. They get people that are infected and all diseases start. I'm like, nope, I'm good. There will be no tricking Zeus into getting on a ship and going across the ocean. It'll never happen.
It'll never happen.
I'll take my chances being wrong, but that's just where I stand on that.
And I'd rather be wrong on dry land than wrong on the sea.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Kabir.
And the last thing I want to address, and I've talked to you about it, is Platner.
Oh, Grand Platner.
Now, it's twofold with me. Yeah, we should do the right thing. We can't be like the Republicans, just accept any old piece of squalor that's walking through and praise it like glory, hallelujah.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
However, I'm wondering, this woman's story, like I told you, some things ain't adding up to me. Now, he calls her, she says he was drunk. He wanted to have, do what grown folks do.
Yeah.
She said, nah. First she said, well, yeah. And then she said, nah, my back is hurting. Don't come over. I'm not really feeling good. Don't come over. Right? That's what she said.
Yeah.
Then she goes, and I go to bed. I left my door unlocked. Now, wait a damn minute. First of all, if somebody is calling me, hey, drunk, I'm coming over, woo, 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 and you know this person, why are you going to go to bed with your door unlocked? She goes, we leave our door unlocked here in wherever
in Maine, they leave doors unlocked? Wow.
That's what she said.
That's
part
different.
of Maine she lives in. It's so peaceful. You know what? Where I live in the desert, I used to leave my door unlocked. I said, I'm locking my doors, and they'll tell them what's gonna come through here.
Yeah, a hungry bear, mountain
anything,
lion,
anything, right? Yeah. So now she goes to bed. He brings his drunk butt in her house. Now, so we could look at it one of three ways. If you want to look at how he entered her house. She left the door unlocked like she said. He had a key, or she opened and let him in. Well, leaving the door unlocked is letting him in. So I'm wondering, what conversation did you have to leave your door unlocked? Women nowadays should know we don't leave doors unlocked if you are home alone. Even if you aren't at home alone, when you bed it down for the night, even during the course of the day, lock your damn door.
That's another lesson. Tell them, that's another lesson.
Exactly. And then like what Takesha said, he did this to you and he did that to you, and he went to sleep and you lay back in the bed with him and he had his arm around you. I mean, come on now. You in a drunken stupor sleep, I'm gonna call the police.
I would too. Yeah, come get the devil. Come get this drunk demon.
Come get this drunk demon or pull a pew-pew out on you and get you up out of my house, and I'm going to make a police report. Where are the text messages, Zeus? I mean,
She said she was angry. I don't want to put words, but I think she was so angry with him that she just said, "I'm deleting contact and I'm deleting anything I got with this guy," and then that's that.
I don't know, Zeus. I mean, I'm not saying she's lying, but I'm saying I was watching her interview on Jake
CNN, Jake Tapper.
Jake Tapper. And some of the things she was saying, I was just like, that don't sound right. And then she looking up, trying to come up with an answer. You know, I said, I'm not trying to take it away from her. You understand
That's
what I'm
why
saying?
I said there needs to be, I don't know, because a lot of times, like when we talk about the E. Jean Carroll case, the right likes to say her story doesn't line up, right? But the thing that saved E. Jean was the evidence. She preserved it. Right?
Exactly.
So my thing is, and this woman, they met on Bumble, and I'm like, okay, so we got that, but we don't have the text messages, and you don't have, you know. So it to me, I'll say this, and I don't, I think that as an adult, when things that are involving legal action, things like that, you should preserve the evidence.
Exactly.
Because not keeping the evidence puts us in a position, will put you in a position where you might not be able to actually get justice for things like this. So my hope is that anybody out there that experiences something like this, that you understand how important it is to keep the evidence.
Exactly.
So we can hold these perpetrators accountable. I get it. You might not feel like, you could be emotional, because who hasn't done something like that? You're upset with the person and you're like, I don't want to be in contact with you anymore, and just delete everything about them. But when it's criminal, oh, you can't do that. Please don't do that.
And then, another thing, E. Jean Carroll, she told friends what Trump had did.
Yeah.
She told them. She didn't tell anybody what this clown did. I'm not trying to victim shame or blame or anything like that, If he did this, he needs to drop out and face the consequences. But you have to have some kind of evidence that he did all these things. And then, like I said, why you gonna, a drunkard tells you they coming over and you tell them no, and you leave your door unlocked, and you've been she had been dating him for like a year.
Oh.
Then definitely you should have known this dude's character. And then this happened in 21, but when did he get married? In 22? I'm trying to figure out how did all this meet in with his wife and it's just a lot. It's a lot of moving parts.
He got too much smoke on him. So I say, you know what? I'm out with Graham Platner.
Time to go.
Yeah, I just can't do it. When you got that much kind of smoke on you, I'm out. It's not worth it, all right? We don't put our reputations on the line for questionable individuals, all right?
Yeah, exactly. But that's all I wanted to say. You blagger, you're still holding on. Let it go. Let that unhitch yourself from that wagon and let it go on down the trail.
Oh, I love it. I love watching Blagger eat crow. It's probably one of the best feelings I've ever had on this app. Right?
But I'm gonna say this, Zeus, and then I'm gonna let you drop me. You notice now, if you go to some of these blagger content creators, they really aren't talking about Trump so much. They're talking about a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah. Done.
They know they messed up, but they just won't admit it.
Thank you. You're right. W's in the chat for Kabira.
I'm gonna let you go.
All right, sis. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Wow. W's in the chat for. Hey, Moose. Come on up here, Moose. You've been talking. And I'm pretty sure somebody wants to go ahead and destroy you, because oh no, don't reject the invitation. Don't do that, Moose. Uh-oh, he rejected the invitation. They rejected. Okay, well, guess what? That's a huge W, Zeus. All right, we don't have to hear from Moose again. We don't have to hear from Moose again. Moose, we don't need to hear from you again. Going to our next panelist. All right, yeah, if they don't come up when I invite them, then you know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. They gotta go. We do not want people polluting. We do not want people polluting the comment section at all. All right. Good morning, Jess. How are you doing? Welcome.
Good morning. I'm okay, as best as we can be with all the news going on.
Right.
I hope Nolan's family gets justice. Everything is super suspicious around it, and I was told on Threads not to speculate because it's not productive. But when I tell you that Natalie Holloway, everyone speculated for her. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Yeah.
Everyone was speculating, and everyone was fighting so hard. And I'm not saying that she didn't deserve the justice. Of course she did, but we know Nolan deserves justice as well. And the case of Tamla Horsford is the first thing that came to mind whenever I heard this, because she was at a sleepover with a bunch of white women, and all of a sudden she wakes up unalive. Well, she didn't wake up. She was unalived at like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
And it was considered an
woman.
open shut case.
She's a black woman. Okay.
Yes, a black woman had a sleepover with a group of white women, all supposed to be her friends, and she's unalived at the sleepover.
Wow.
Yep.
See?
So
this is alarming. This is a threat, but
and so that was considered an open shut case, and they had another autopsy, and there was other abrasions on her body.
It's in Georgia.
Now, I want this case to be investigated fully. I don't want it to be considered open shut. Those boys lawyered up so fast, and they've been silent. They're going to go snack on some food before saying, hey, my friend is missing? Nah, get out of here. People don't just fucking go missing and go munch on some food. Excuse my language.
Oh,
very sorry.
W's in the chat for Miss Sanders. Wow. But it's another state, and it's the South, Jess. That's what makes this even more alarming.
And I really... It's so upsetting.
But what party?
Our country has a problem.
The Democrats
We've had a problem.
created the Triple K. Remember, that's what they say. The Democrats.
Oh, and they have to reach back over 100 years to say that their party's not racist. What have you guys done in the last 30, 50 years for the black community?
Oh.
If you have to reach back over 100 years saying, oh, well, we freed the slaves, or we did this, or we did that. How many lifetimes ago was that at this point?
Thank you.
Get out of here.
Thank you. Go ahead. You hear that,
Taurus?
Taurus?
It's just so frustrating. And Taurus can miss me with that. And also, with all of that being said, right, in the South and the danger for being black, right? Carmelo Anthony must have been scared.
Yeah.
And I don't want to bring,
right.
I'm not trying to compare, but you have to imagine the fear that was going through that boy's mind whenever all of that stuff was going down.
Yeah. I believe now more than I knew it. But what you're saying is, yes, a lot of the black men, especially even black women too, in the South, there is a real fear when it comes to being surrounded by a bunch of white folks. Not just, oh, I'm going to get beat up. No.
No, it's a fear for your life.
Thank you.
And that's something that white people will not experience.
Oh, no. Why did you call the cops? Oh, the same cops that are going to allow you to get off? Yeah, right. Give me a break. You should have let it go to court. You should have gone. The same judicial system that was allowed to get away with unaliving and, doing strange fruit to my people. Oh, okay. You want me to put my faith in them? Give me a break.
The same ones that are part of the Klan.
Yeah.
Right? The same ones that are part of the Patriot Front and the Proud Boys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Cooked. Get them, Jess. W's in the chat. Miss Andrews, thank you.
And let's see, what else is in the news? Oh my goodness.
Did you talk about Platner?
Oh yeah, let's talk about Platner. I'm really saddened to hear people on the left defending him, or slightly being victim blaming, and it's really disappointing to hear, because they were dating, right?
That's what I heard, right? So,
they were dating.
Yeah, maybe you can help.
And it wasn't just a toxic relationship, right?
It was.
It's an abusive relationship.
Okay.
And so it takes several times for a woman to even leave an abusive relationship, right?
Correct.
And during that time, that woman could be unalived. Whenever it did happen, she told her therapist, she did tell friends, and she actually messaged him on Instagram and Facebook and let him know. And then there was a timeline. There's emails with her therapist recently about going back with the timeline. She told an ex in 2022. She told another girl whenever he launched his political career in 2023 and warned her not to get involved with him. There are screenshots and dates of those text messages of her warning people about him.
Really?
It's not like she wasn't warning people about Platner.
Wow.
There is evidence and a timeline and screenshots.
Me and her are not in both speakers. We're not in both speakers. Oh, sorry.
Politico did a really good report on this. They have timelines of her ex. He is staying anonymous because of safety concerns. But it is something like, and sure, we can say, why didn't she lock her door? I'm going to be real.
Don't say
I live in Napa.
Don't say you leave it unlocked, Jess. Please don't.
I leave my car unlocked. I forget to lock my car a lot. And it's not good. It's not good, but I lock my door though.
You leave it unlocked like at night or while you're driving?
I have left my car unlocked a few times.
While driving?
No, not while driving.
Oh.
And I always lock my door because I lived in Sacramento, and I don't know if anyone knows some areas there, but I lived in Del Paso Heights, out in Sac. I always lock my fucking door with the deadbolt. But I do forget to lock my car at times.
What about your house?
No, my house always stays locked.
Okay, so can you explain that part in the story? Did you hear that part?
I did hear that, and I don't necessarily.
I'm dating a guy.
Think that's smart.
You're dating a guy. Hey, Miss Andress. Blah blah blah, and you can tell that you and I'm loaded to the max, and then you're saying, don't come over, and then just let me have one more chance, because that's how it goes. Now let me just get one more chance. I'm on my way, and then you go downstairs, and then you say he's not serious, and then you hit unlock and you go upstairs. Is that how that works?
I wouldn't just go unlock my door. I don't think she even locked it to begin with. I think she probably just came home and it's like a normal thing for her.
That's how it happened then. So she just never locked it and then came in, got into it with them, and then forgot it was unlocked.
Yeah. And now I'm not saying I agree with this either, but she said he was really hammered and she didn't want him to go driving off and
I remember
someone
that.
in the car.
I remember that part too, Bing. You just reminded me. Yeah, that was mighty. What do you think about that?
I don't know. Like, we can't sit here and look for the perfect victim because no perfect victim exists.
Correct.
E. Jean Carroll was told she wanted it and she romanticized grape, right?
Yeah.
And now we're sitting here saying,
was traumatized after that, and
she left the door unlocked. She asked for it, Zeus.
No,
she left the door unlocked.
No. We can never say
she
that,
asked
Jess.
for it.
You can't say that. You can't say nobody asked for that. But
well, I'm just saying that's how it sounds whenever we're saying that, right? Whenever we're saying, well, she left the door unlocked, or she was sitting there talking to him.
You can't, so there could be ways to...
Listen, my brother, my half-brother, molested me from the time I was 3 years old to over 10 years old, okay? I didn't know what was happening to me when I was a child. I was sat on the table in front of my family and when I was in kindergarten and asked if anything was happening to me. I was terrified, like I was going to get in trouble and didn't know what was going to happen to me. I came out during the Me Too movement and I told my father that because this dude was asking me for money and I didn't have him fully blocked on Facebook, right?
Right.
He's still on Rugs and all of the things, right? And so he's asking me for money. I said, do you even remember what you did to me as a child? He says, I'm crazy. I made it up. I'm tripping, all of the things, right? I end up telling my father because he starts telling people from our childhood that was friends that I'm going around saying all of this stuff when I just confronted him.
Wow.
Okay? So I'm having friends that I never told about this messaging me saying, how come you didn't come forward sooner? How come you were still hugging up on him, messaging people when he went to jail, trying to get people to put money on his books for commissary and all this stuff? How come you didn't come forward sooner, Jessica? That's what this sounds like. I'm honestly disgusted, and people need to do better. Maybe I'm triggered by my own story, but there's no perfect victim, and I want y'all to remember that.
Amen. Amen. W's in the chat for Jess. That's a thank you, Jess. You didn't have to share that with all of us, and it does give.
I think I did because a lot of people here today, and I'm very sorry because I look up to those women. It was very triggering to just hear, oh, well, she left the door unlocked. Oh, well, she was hanging out with him and doing all of these things. I gave my brother hugs. There's still pictures of me on Facebook with him. I have him blocked on everything now. Yeah. But this is actually insane. So we need to remember there is no such thing as a perfect victim.
There is. I agree. W's in the chat for Jess. And but you didn't, when I said that you didn't have to, I know in my experience, disclosing personal trauma is a tough thing to do. So that's what I meant, but I'm glad that you
and I'm still not believed, mind you. My dad gave me all the sweet talk in the world. Still talks to him. I still have people that don't believe me. So I probably won't believe by this chat either. I appreciate anyone who does. I appreciate anyone who believes women. I appreciate anyone who believes any victim, male, female, non-binary, trans. I hope you are believed, and just know I believe you and I love you.
Oh, thank you, Jess. Thank you, Jess. And I believe you, Jess. Thank you.
I'm going to drop, though, and I hope everyone looks into the timeline and her messages to her therapist and her ex and to warning other women about Graham Platner. Love you guys.
Love you, too. Wow. Yeah, I believe you, Jess, and thank you again. W's in the chat for Jess. These are the Graham Platner situation. The thing is, there's so many different schools of thoughts behind this, so I do want to give all of you in the audience a round of applause, especially the panelists who came up here and just shared out, the way that you process what's happening, because this is it. This is the situation that we're in the country with this particular candidate. His past is triggering a lot of different things going on with people. I processed it the way that I process it. Obviously I'm a guy. And then, you have women and men out here who are processing it in different ways. And it brings us to a point where you just have to remember at the end of the day, we're all humans. And I do think everyone means well when they're giving us all their perspective on it. And so I appreciate all of you. No, because it covers a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying. All right. And so, and I don't claim to be the one that has the absolute truth about what happened. But if I go off of honestly, the way this story came about and the way the information is rolling out to us, there's that reality. There's the folks that it actually does, make realize, oh yeah, this is definitely linked to trauma. Then there's and it could be compound because then there's the people who are out there saying, we saw what they did with Joe Biden and we feel a certain type of way about that. It touches on issues around gender, just issues around sex, issues around ideology. And so it's a very tough conversation to have. All right. Honestly. But, that's what shows like this are about. At the end of the day, I believe we are all united in saying Graham Platner has to go. You have to go, bro. And I do believe he should be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. All right. If that would have happened, if we could get stuff like that to happen a lot more frequently in this country, instead of them being so laser focused on attacking black people and going after immigrants, I think America just might be a better country. Right? I get so frustrated. I don't even, I used to believe crime statistics. I really did until this second Trump term. And I said, there's just no way I can trust the crime statistics coming from his Department of Justice. There's just no way. I know they're underreporting the real criminals because I talk to them on social media all the time. They don't come talk to me about crime on black. They don't come talk to me on TikTok about black on black crime on TikTok anymore. Because the moment they open up that can of worms, I'll say, well, who's the most violent group of people in this country? Answer, white people. But you know what they'll do? They'll hem and haw around it. Well, that was in the past. You know how they do it? Oh, well, that was in the past. No, even right now. Carmelo Anthony. All right. Nolan Wells. We know who the suspects are, but I'm pretty confident that their crimes, they don't even count them. They'll do the per capita thing, yeah. I'm pretty sure the crimes that they're committing and they see happening, that hasn't been proven to be a crime yet. So what that is unsolved mysteries. They'll do that kind of stuff and then try to make you seem like you're tripping because you're concerned. I don't fall for it. Yeah, the jig is up. W's in the chat, Lil Farm. All right. Let's go back to who do we got next? Kiki is back. Kiki, you're back. All right, come on.
Hey, Zeus.
Uh-huh.
Let me say this right quick to straighten out what I said. I said that I could not say that didn't happen to her, and I never will. I was just commenting on what seemed strange to me about the story. Mm-hmm. Because I have a friend who was dating her supervisor. As long as the supervisor was letting her do what she wanted to do, she was good. When employees started complaining, because he was married, about her being able to do what she wanted to do, she went to HR and told them that he was sexually harassing her and had made her do things that she didn't want to do. She got on the stand, Zeus, yes. She was messing with him. She got on the stand and cried like a baby, telling a story that she made up of how this man had made her do those things. She's been lying on men for years with no conscience. So what I'm saying is this. I believe women when they say something happened to them. But there are a lot of women who lie on men who are sitting in jail right now because a woman accused him and we believed and stood behind them. I didn't know Politico had written an article. I had read it, my perceptive, I would have been different with what I said, but I was just going by the only thing that I had heard that sounded suspect to me. I never downplay a woman being abused sexually because that's my prayer for my grandbaby every day. Lord, please don't let her be attacked or, anything in that kind of light. So I never say a woman is lying. All I said was that from what I heard, that part seemed suspect to me. I didn't know about the Political article or any other thing she had reported. I was just going off what I heard at that time.
Fair enough. I mean,
because like I said, I got a friend that has been doing this for years. Let me take that back. She's not my friend. She's my best friend's cousin.
Oh, I was about to say
she does it all the time. Zeus, she does it all the time. Lie on men when they don't do what she want them to do.
And that's
so I know there are women that do this.
Yeah, I do too.
But I also know there are real victims. And my heart goes out to the real victims. But there are a lot of women that have lied and said things happened that did not. So because we know there are two sides to three. There's your side, my side, and the truth. So because we know women have victimized men with this, some of us are not quick to jump on the women's side. Some of us are until the facts come out. So don't think that we don't support her. We just had questions about some of the events that were said. That doesn't mean that we don't believe the victim. It just means we're looking at all sides.
I mean, fair enough. W's in the chat for Kiki. Thank you for coming up and clearing that. But to be honest, this is why I didn't want to talk too much about it. Because it goes back to Love Guru when I used to be that, and I understand it's going to tug on a lot of different emotions. But I kind of learned that a lot of people experience life in a different way, and so I would rather have the conversation and roll
Yeah,
whatever
because
happens.
I love Jess, and I don't want Jess to think that Kiki took this lightly and said the woman was lying. I just had a question about something that seemed strange to me.
Yeah. I mean, and you're entitled to your perspective. Everyone's entitled to their perspective. And that's why I think just having an upfront discussion about it, it'll help, I think, ultimately make sure going forward we do not allow candidates to get away with things like this so that at the last minute we're trying to play this whole switcheroo game. That's why I think having these it's a difficult conversation, but who better to lead it than yours truly, Zeus? And I hate to make it about myself. I'd hate to make it about myself, but so I respect both of you and your perspective.
But that's all I had wanted, Zeus.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you for letting me come back.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Yeah, we're all right. Kiki. Oh yeah, it's not an easy conversation. I'll be honest with you. It is not an easy conversation because you can't, you're darned if you do in a way and you're darned if you don't. Welcome back, Brother Val.
What's up?
What is up? Oh, yes, my man. How is it going?
The only thing I want to say about Graham Platner is this. Where there's smoke, there's usually fire.
That's what I believe.
And that's where I'm going to leave it. I mean, it's not just
Man, it's a few words.
It's where it is. I mean, you take the allegations and you pop that with the tattoos and stuff like that. There's a lot of smoke. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's rubbing some sticks together, and usually a fire.
Well, yeah.
So those are that's really what I'm going to say about that. The things that I want to talk about today that we miss. I mean, we didn't talk. I don't think we've talked enough about that little parade in Washington D.C.
the
place.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think we've talked enough about that. A couple people brought up, the fact they're wearing masks and stuff like that because that's what cowards do. And because they don't want people to know who they are. But I want everybody to remember something. Back when this man was president the first time of this country, from 2017 to 2021. I was asked what makes, what makes him so dangerous? Why do you hate him so much and stuff like that?
Yeah.
And the main reason, one of my main reasons is because he gave a group of people a voice that had been shut down for over 2 decades.
Wow.
Shut completely down. We didn't pay attention to those people. I'm telling you all right now, through the late 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s, we did not pay attention to those people. Even Republican presidents like George W. Bush didn't pay attention to those people, didn't give them any credence, didn't give them any air. This man comes into office and immediately gives white supremacy air. Wow. Okay? Wow. And gives it a voice.
Wow.
That is my main reason for hating this man, is because anytime you put that kind of platform forth and you give that kind of energy air, we are going to have problems in this country.
Bingo. Y'all show Val some love, ladies and gentlemen. The reason I was thinking about you, Val, and I said, I don't know if people notice this about you, but you bring a lot of information in a clever way to the kingdom. You let us know what really is happening behind the scenes in those spaces.
And that's something that's important. We forget, we talk about all the current events, right? Which we need to talk about. But when we talk about some of the current events, we don't give them the air that they should have, right? This should have all the air in the world. This man let All these people get off of trucks, get out there, fly flags. And I want people to pay attention to those flags.
Wow.
Okay. I want people on the 4th of July,
Wow.
fly flags in our state capital of a defeated country. Here, let me say this again. Fly flags of a defeated country. Okay? Because if you don't know what the Confederacy is, it is a defeated country.
Yeah.
Okay? That we defeated.
Yeah.
So when you come up here and you say, I'm American and stuff like that, I believe in, and I believe America first and all these things, and you want to say all these comments you want to say, and then support what happened in Washington, D.C., and then listen to the stupidity from the administration trying to sell the fact that Democrats did it. What?
You can't make this up. This is painful, honestly, Val. The more you say it like that, it's really painful to hear it being said that way, but it's true.
It didn't start up with Trump. Somebody said how it started up with Trump. No, it didn't start with Trump. This has been our history in this country since the day it was founded.
There you go.
First off, get that straight. Okay? Since it was first founded, this is the history of our country. Treating minorities with disrespect has been part of our history from the very beginning.
Not one lie told.
Okay, so let's get that, you know what I'm saying? Let's get that straight. The second thing you need to understand with, you know what I'm saying, with this is we grew as a country. We created the Civil Rights Amendments, the 12th, the 13th, the 14th, and 15th Amendment. Okay? We created those amendments so this would not happen again. Those amendments led to wonderful things like the Civil Rights Act. Now, I want to keep in mind that it took almost 70 years from the time we wrote those amendments till the Civil Rights Act actually passed.
Wow.
Okay? And then after the Civil Rights passed, we started moving in a good direction. People started to, you know what I'm saying? We had people in this country that actually started to welcome rather than push away based on color. Okay? Or race or creed.
Yeah.
We had people that were starting to accept. And it's a long process, people. This took 200 years to create, and you think it was going to be done in a day? Oh, shit, no.
Tell them, Val.
Okay.
Tell them, Val. Go ahead, Val. That was
Yeah.
educating. I mean...
These are the things when we talk about in this country, we need to understand are going to take time to fix. We were doing a job. We were moving forward slow and steady. I'd have liked it to have been faster. I think everybody would have liked it to have been faster. But it is hard to get past taught. Listen to what I'm telling you. Oh, hold on. Let me use their word.
Uh-oh.
To get past indoctrinated people from the South. Okay? Let's just say it like it is.
Indoctrinated people from the South. Isn't that something?
It takes a long time, but we had those voices tamped down, and they were getting more and more tamped down, and then holy cow, this man walks down an escalator, and here they come out of the woodwork.
Wow.
Okay? Then he gives them power. Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, stand back and stand by.
Wow.
Anybody remember that?
Yeah.
Who was it that said that, Zeus?
Trump.
That would be Donald J. Trump. Stand back and stand by.
Biden made him do it, too. You saw how Biden made him do it?
Oh, yeah.
Clever, 10 steps ahead of him.
You know, I listened to a moron tell me the other day that the BLM, Biden had all the BLM riots. They used that word during his presidency. Hey guys, there wasn't a single BLM protest during the Biden administration. Huh.
Think about that, you demons.
That all happened in 2020, people. Come on. Y'all can't even keep up dates.
Wow.
Recent history escapes you.
Oh. Get him,
These are the things that we keep listening to over and over and over again. And when you want to use history, you use it wrong. We've got people out there going, this country was founded on over and over again. And I equate these people, so MAGA, what I equate you to when you say this.
What's that?
When you say the words "this country was founded on a Christian Judeo," you know what I'm saying? We were a Christian to Judeo society founded on that.
Yeah.
I equate you to the same people as flat earthers.
Wow.
Because that's your education level as soon as you say it.
Wow. Wow. Cooked. W's in the chat. Y'all show Val some love. This brother's up here spitting knowledge. I appreciate it, man. Seriously.
These are the things we need to talk about. We need to definitely spend more time talking about what happened on the 250th birthday of our country.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And we're going to continue to talk about it.
We talked about it on January 6th during a presidential election. You know what I'm saying? When we was trying to get deal, and we talked about those flags coming on the deal. And I remember several Republicans, and I'm sure Zeus does too.
Yeah.
No, I don't agree with that flag being there. I don't agree with that. Several of them dropping the flag of the United States from the top of the Capitol and putting a Trump flag up there.
Yeah.
No, I don't agree with that. Hell, most of y'all didn't even know it happened. It's actually kind of funny.
Wow.
But we don't agree with that. But you agree on the 250th birthday of this country in Washington, D.C. to watch a group of people get out of trucks and fly flags of a defeated country.
Yeah, shame on America.
In our capital.
Shame on America. Wow. Oh, look who's back. Look at your I don't know how you bring DJ back, Val. You brought the demon back. Did Val forget Kamala Harris promoting a bond fund for BLM rioters?
You mean a fund for people that were improperly accused and arrested, been picked up by black vans in the middle of a riot? Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you're talking about, DJ? You're talking about the fund to get people that were just drug off the street, protesters in this country, illegal action in this country, by the way.
Wow.
People that weren't doing anything wrong, that just had vans pull up and drag them off the street. Are you talking about that, DJ? But DJ, it's funny to me how you won't friggin' bring up the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, and the Boogaloo Boys that were arrested and charged, convicted, and served time in prison. You won't talk about them, will you?
Hey, Val. Can you all hear me?
Unfortunately.
Yes.
Can you all hear me?
Unfortunately.
Can you hear me, Zeus?
I just said I could.
Okay. Val, did you not make the statement there were no parts of the Biden administration that were BLM?
That's not what I said.
He said you didn't see BLM
I'm pretty sure
riots.
that's what you said, brother.
He said you didn't see BLM protests during the Biden administration because none took place.
So now that we've defeated you on that point, DJ, is there anything you
No. You didn't defeat anything.
You misquoted Val.
Did Kamala Harris not promote a bond fund for the BLM rioters? Yes or no?
No, sir. First off, she created a bond fund for BLM protesters that were peacefully protesting that had a
Oh my God!
That had a group of
W's
black
in the
vans
chat for
come up
Val.
and actually just jerk them off the streets.
Yeah. So DJ, we don't refer to them as rioters. So that's where you went wrong. All right. Now that Val has adequately defeated you on that second point, could you at least give us answers to the questions Val was asking about the Patriot Front and what they did on the 4th of July in the United States Capitol? Because that's really what we want to see if you can be honest with us about.
You mean the group? Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that, shall we? Let's talk about how convenient that was.
Convenient?
When was the last time you heard anything from those guys?
The Patriot Front?
When was the last time?
2024.
Yeah.
Before
When was the last time you
the
saw
election.
those guys marching?
They went around in vans and took out on several things. In 2025, when they came out marching, trying to get protesters to get violent again. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about it's awful convenient that these guys show up And what about the picture? The picture on the train? Do you know what I'm talking about? The picture on the train?
It is
The young
awfully
black girl that was on the
convenient that a
train and she was
group of
surrounded
white
by all of those
supremacists in this
people?
country, it's awfully convenient that a group of white supremacists in this country come out on the 250th birthday to
Yeah,
celebrate
it
the
is.
man that gave them the most power that they've had in this country since the Civil Rights Act was passed. That's the most, what you're talking about is the most convenient. You really want to go
Oh,
down this
yeah.
road with me, DJ?
Cooked.
I'm absolutely ready to go down this road with you, Val, because it's mighty convenient that you hadn't seen any national news about those guys until they conveniently, they're all marching together, okay? You don't get anything about how they
Sir,
get
do you think
together
that's not
or
first time?
anything like that.
Sir, what
All you
happened in
see,
Minnesota? Sir, what happened in Minnesota?
Oh, so
I give
DJ,
up. What happened in
What happened
Minnesota,
in
Val?
Minnesota, DJ?
tell him.
Do you not remember that
Why
coming
don't
out
you?
of the U-Haul trucks? Do you not remember that?
No, I do
In
not remember that
Ohio,
at
they
all.
were in
When did this
In
Ohio
happen?
too.
Ohio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't remember
When
it?
when did this happen?
W's in the chat. Let's go, Aviator. Val's cooking DJ,
No,
ladies
no,
and gentlemen, and he
no.
doesn't even
I
realize
came
it.
up here. Val's statement was that Biden administration did not have any of the BLM, any support for BLM.
No, that's
That
not
ain't
And
what I
the
said. I
vice
never
president
said
of the
those
United
words.
States.
I never said those words, sir.
You absolutely said
Did
those
not,
words,
sir.
and that's what
My
made me
exact
look
words,
it
sir.
up, Val.
Sir, you're talking to a person, one, that has an actual, pretty much diagnosed eidetic memory. So let's talk about what I actually said, sir. First off, what I said, word for word, is that the Biden administration never had a BLM protest happen during its administration, which is a fact.
Yeah. So put your computer down, DJ. You don't. It's not
No,
helping.
no, I'm not putting anything down.
Oh, so
No, sir.
okay. Well, you've been wrong using that truth blocking machine. So I don't know why you keep going back to it, expecting something different.
The BLM protests, sir, took place in 2020. Can you please tell me who was president in 2020?
He's doing like this.
That would be Donald Trump.
Thank you.
W
Drive
Val.
through.
Okay.
W Val. It's so easy. It's like taking candy from a baby with DJ.
No, it's not.
This is embarrassing, bro.
Val made the statement that
No, I did not
BLM
make any
did not
statement
get
about
supported by the
I
Biden
didn't say
administration.
anything about support for
That's
BLM.
exactly what you said, Val.
No, sir,
That's
I didn't
exactly
say
what you
a
said.
thing about support.
You didn't. No, the words that came out of your mouth was none
No.
of those people were in the Biden administration. That's the word that you used.
No, sir. No, sir.
The
You
chat
have
saying
a
Val,
hearing issue.
Yeah, and he does, DJ. I mean, Val, he does, and DJ has confirmed that. And so, DJ, I don't want to make it about that. You were wrong. Let's leave it alone. All right. The bigger issue here is this, DJ. You do not want to say anything about Donald Trump not calling out those people on the 4th of July.
It's bottom line.
Do you get it, DJ?
Calling them out.
Isn't it interesting?
Are you going to let me finish?
Well,
Are
can
you,
I
are
just
you
say
gonna
this
keep interrupting me?
after I say this? You don't find
Sure.
it mighty peculiar that the same people who were at the Capitol on January 6th, Patriot Front, conveniently showed up on the 4th of July on America's 250th
Yeah, I think it's extremely. I agree with you because you know exactly what I believe. I believe that those people right there have nothing to do with Donald Trump. I believe that those people right there get marched out.
You don't?
I mean, who organizes
Hold
those people? Who pays
sir.
those
Hold on,
people?
sir. Hold on, stop right there.
Are they paid by
Hold
the
on,
Southern
sir.
Poverty
Hold on,
Law
stop.
Center? Is that who they're
Stop.
paid for?
No, they're not.
Nope. Hey, stop.
Oh, they're not.
Hold on, sir. Stop. Who made this statement? From the Capitol floor. Let me make this clear. From the United States Capitol floor, and said, Oath Keepers and Proud Boys, please stand back and stand by. Who made that statement?
Donald Trump said it.
Don't tell me that he does not have ties to those groups. Now, sir, who was those groups' main point of contact? Because we know this now. Who was that?
I don't know. Who was it?
That would be Roger Stone. Okay, so, sir, when we talk about Roger Stone, what is Roger Stone to Donald J. Trump?
No idea. What is he?
Oh, my God. I can't fix stupid.
Val.
I can't fix stupid. If you don't know who Roger Stone is to Donald Trump,
I didn't say I didn't know who he was.
You just did.
Sorry, I was muted. I'm so sorry.
No, I was looking for
I don't know how I
what
got
you were
muted.
talking about. He's I know that he's a what's the word I'm looking for? An advisor or a strategist for Trump. Absolutely.
So then why are you asking? And like I said, I got to get up out of here. Val won. Val won this.
Oh, of course Val won.
Because you didn't bring
Val
anything.
stood up here and
this was sir. I've had a harder time taking candy from a 2-year-old.
Gosh, thank you. I mean, it was an annihilation. It was an obliteration.
Okay.
And DJ, what's the name of the truth machine, a truth blocking machine you use? What's it called? I just want to make sure. What do you use when you're typing in all that stuff?
Dude, the only reason I came up here was he talked about the Biden administration had no support for BLM. And that
Never said that.
Yeah, but you got that wrong.
Hey, hold on. Let me tell you the context. Hold on, real quick, so I can give him the context of what I was speaking about. Hold on, so I can give you the context, DJ. DJ, you can stop. DJ, you can shut up. I'm going to give you the context of what I was talking about, because when I was talking about that and about the BLM stuff, I was referring to somebody that actually told me yesterday that all the BLM protests took place during the Biden administration. You know, the same kind of people that actually said, where was Barack Obama on 9/11?
Yeah. I mean, DJ, you just W's in the chat for Val. Zeus has to get up out of here. All right, and DJ, are you going to tell us what the name of that truth blocking machine device you have is? What is it called? Like, what operating system are you using?
It's called Fax, Zeus. It's called Fax. You guys wouldn't know anything about it.
Okay, W, Zeus. Hey, DJ, I got to get up out of here. Thank you, Val.
Not a problem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Wow, that was I didn't see that coming, ladies and gentlemen. I really... W's in the chat for Brother Val. I dropped him because I have to get up out of here. I went way past my scheduled time slot. You all deserve a huge round of applause. We'll be back tomorrow, same Zeus time, same Zeus channel. Again, thank you to all of the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists for coming up here. It was a great show today. And on so many ways, I do appreciate, honestly, all of the genuine perspectives that we got, especially when we started discussing the Graham Platner thing. Everybody's right in terms of how they see things. And my hope is that the information we covered and talked about, we can use it as a party to actually use it to pick better candidates, right? I mean, these are very serious things that need to be addressed, and they need to be addressed as a party to actually use it to pick better candidates, right? I mean, these are very serious things that need to be addressed, and they need to be addressed. Channel! Oh my gosh, let me see. We're out of here. Oh my God. There you go. All right, we're out of here. Let's go! Let's go! Thank you, July Love! Let's read the ring, Kabira! Wow, that's amazing. Thank you. W. Rick. July Love, hit me with the galaxy. DJ, that truth blocking machine got cooked. I've never seen Val do that, but he's good at it. Let's go. W. Ange. W. Marissa. W. JC. W. Miss Smo. Heaven. W. Let's go. W. Rick. Hey Val, you brought DJ out. I don't know how you do it, but it was funny. W. July Love. The Rizzler. Henry. Thank you, July Love. Wow, I don't know how you do it. Thank you. Wow. Keystone. There you go, W. Miles. Mike. Forever Jam. Thank you, Ange. W. Tara. W. Miss Andress. Shout out W. Kiki. Who else came up here? I forget someone. great people, but you know what I'm saying. You all are amazing to me. You all do a great job keeping me humble. Seriously. WJC! We defeated Blago on this show. Actually, not just me, Casso does too. Casso, shout out to Casso. We destroyed Blago on TikTok. They did not want to. They've learned their lesson. Thank you. Thank you. What about him? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. See you tomorrow.